channel, Dating and Development. If you know who I am, God bless, and I hope you all have a fantastic week for the week ahead. Before I get started, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share if you're listening to this on YouTube. If on any podcast service, rate it. I'd highly appreciate it. Now, let's get started. The current dating trends, we got that right that time. The current dating trends, they're crap, aren't they? You know, relationships are getting harder to be in, loyalty is not around as much, and you know, you got to keep elevating yourself more as a man to find a girl of good value. But with everyone being under lock and key, how is that going to change when things go back to some sort of normality? You know, what are the challenges going to face, or should I say, what will the landscape look like when things go back to normal? And one of the things I kind of predict is that it's going to be one big orgy. If you want to quote Frank from Soy Sunny, it's going to be one big orgy when things get back to normal for pubs, because we're going to have a lot of pent up people who have all this big horny inside of them waiting to be unleashed into either vagines or penises. And look, everyone's going to be having fun. It's going to be a major frick fest. Now, could that put relationships in jeopardy? Possibly, it could. You know, with the potential excitement of seeing new men again, or men, you know, your girlfriend might not have seen before, and she's getting more to you, maybe. But look, we can't tell yet. But I think it's going to be a dumpster fire when it comes to dating once lock and key is ended. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, there's going to be more to it, but I haven't really formulated that much of my opinion piece around it. But looking at OkCupid, right, this is from mashable.co.uk. I love this website as much as I love my mother's mashed potatoes. And it says, what dating may look like in 2021, according to millions of OkCupid users. Now, I don't use OkCupid because I'm not a weirdo. Almost 3 million daters could not date someone with strong opposing political views. And, like, you know, we're getting to be very special snowflakes lately, aren't we? Where, like, you have a different opinion to someone and they're like, how dare you, you're a mean man. Like, if I say, like, oh, I don't like this, they'll go absolutely spastic for no apparent reason, just because, you know, I just say, I don't like almond milk. And they go, you are discriminatory against almonds to all almond trees around the world. I'm like, I don't like almond milk. I don't like the taste. It doesn't go well with some things. If you mix an almond milk with coffee, good luck to you, because it tastes like absolute crap. But we have gotten a lot softer as a generation. Everything's being handed to us. It looks like these days we don't have to work much for anything or build up strong character. Like, if something doesn't go wrong, well, we can either bitch and moan about it, or we can just keep pressing on. And you press on and you learn from it, and you just build the resilience. Like, we have, like, people who are snowflakes and cry over nothing. Like, get a life. I have no time for you. Anyways, that's one response to a question in OkCupid. Let's get the article. 2020 is somehow less than 2 months from being over. This is from last year, by the way. But its memory will no doubt reverberate in the years to come, and also me later on. This is true for practically every aspect of our lives, and dating is no different. Between the pandemic, the election, and powerful social uprisings, how will this year impact the dating landscape? Well, how will this year impact the dating landscape for years to come? It's going to be one big orgy when singletons get out there. OkCupid tried to answer the question with the first ever Future of Dating report, which features 2021 trend forecasts based on over 450 million answers to their matching questions. The biggest shifts have to do with politics and slow or at least slower dating, both topics that have been heavily impacted by what's happened this year. Now, singles want like-minded matches, which is always good to have. It's good to be with someone who is like-minded with you, shares common interests. Now, I do know opposites attract, but you want to find some common ground as well, and something you can get along with. Perhaps if it's not surprising in such a divisive year, but 64% of the more than 2 million users surveyed said they preferred a date that shares their political views. But why does it have to be political views? Why can't it be things you're into, hobbies, music, general interests? Why can't it be that? Why does it have to exclusively be politics? Now look, this could potentially be American, but like if I'm going to be with someone who's like, look, oh, I support this, blah blah blah, it's like, as long as you're sound to me, that's all that matters, and treat other people with respect, yeah, perfectly fine. But now, like, if you're going supporting bad people who do terrible things and you live by that lifestyle, I won't have time for you. Maybe that sounds contradictory, but look, you gotta judge people by their actions and not their words, because words are cheap. Furthermore, more users are refusing to date people with opposing political views. In 2020, 60% of 5 million users worldwide said no to the question, could you date someone who has strong political opinions that are exact opposite of yours? A 7% jump from last year. Looking at what's happening in America, I can see why. Daters care about specific issues as well. The app's new questions about racial equality received over 2 million responses this year, and nearly that amount of users are also believe climate change is real. More than 300,000 users consider themselves activists. We're confident this trend of daters looking for fellow advocates will increase in 2021. Okay, right, so a lot more people with strong political beliefs. But looking at this, I know this is Mashable.com, so I presume this is coming from America. Right, if you're looking at Ireland, yeah, while the politics is there, not a lot of people do care about politics. That's my 2 cents. Not a lot of us do care about politics, but a lot of us be tuned into what's happening in America. A lot of people would say that the man of the color orange is bad. But like, look, a lot of people will say that, but then again, that's America. This is Ireland. So why should they be like? Why should they say, oh, if you support him, you're a bad person? Like, he's not my president. My president is something totally different. So where's his effect going to be on me? Okay. You know, what happens in the West in America can trickle down to Ireland as well. With a small population, that people obviously will pick up on things, but there will be that influence from America as well on Ireland. I'm even talking to people sometimes just like, oh, I hate what he's doing over in America, blah blah blah, like that bad man of orange is bad person, blah blah. It's like, oh, if you support him, you're a terrible person. It's like, okay, yeah, fair, but we're in a totally different country. Like, he's not going to come over here and run for president, is he? Slower and more virtual than ever. The pandemic's impact on dating will continue into next year. OkCupid predicts quarantine also has seemed to change daters' perspectives. Spicy. Around 840,000 people on the app believe it's important to have an emotional connection before a physical one, an indicator of more intentional slow dating. Is this Joji slow dating in the dark now, is it? Before physical one. But the thing is, like, when you're looking at online dating, it's purely physical. It's purely physical. If you're on Tinder, well, it's some study or some survey, it was like 80% of women find 80% of men unattractive on online dating sites. So, like, that kind of defeats the purpose of wanting an emotional connection before a physical one. Like, a woman's going to look at your profile and say, oh, he's good looking or he's not good looking. It's totally subjective. Same for men as well. She's good looking, she's bad looking, totally subjective. You can't be looking for an emotional connection before a physical one, because it's going to be physical first and what she likes. And when you split online dating into 3 categories, and what I mean by these 3 categories, like how women are to you on online dating, is either no match, no interest, match, little to no interest, or she'll match with high interest. Right? And those match to high interest are hard to come by, because online dating obviously supporting the woman's, open hypergamy with what she wants. But when you come to, like, sorry, I totally got sidetracked there. I went on a totally different tangent inside my head. We have those 3 categories of dating. That kind of shows that you're not going to have someone who's going to be more interested in emotional connection first off the bat as opposed to physical connection. it's going to be purely physical first, because that's how online dating is based. If you're fat and short with online dating, then good luck to you, because you're not going to have much luck. Women have their pick of the litter when it comes to online dating. They do. I had a conversation with a girl one time, and I said to her, like, look, you have your pick with online dating. You can get anyone you want. I was like, purely because I wasn't going to say, I wasn't mean, the mayor of Simpleville going, oh, you're so beautiful, I love you so much, oh my god, oh, you're so cool, I wish I was yours. I'll walk on the ground and I'll walk through a thousand glass shards just to hear you fare through a walkie-talkie. No, it wasn't like that, right? Not a sausage. I was like, you have more choice of men because you are a woman. Would you be above average on the looks? Yeah, possibly. But hey, and she's like, well, actually, that's not true. If I got a group of girls in here and you said that to them, they would not be happy because that's not how it is. She ain't going to believe that. Obviously, she's not going to admit it's true. It's a save face. Of course, it's true. Women have their pick when it comes to this. They want the hot guys. They want the guys who can give them everything. But then, of course, if they find someone, they're going to try and alleviate it again, thinking they do better and better and better. But hey, I know that was a tangent. But realistically, what the point was there to prove, it's going to be physical first before emotional. That's how it is. Someone has to like the look of you before they get to know you. 89% of singles think you should live with a partner before marriage. That is if you're getting married 6 months before. You move in with each other 6 months before you get married. That would be it. I wouldn't move in any sooner. If you want to see what your girlfriend's going to be like, go on holidays with her, because you'll be living with her then for a few days. See what she's going to be like if you go away with her, and that should give you some sort of baseline assumption as to what she'd be like living with her. Now, obviously, I know there's going to be some discrepancies if you go on a holiday with her 4 or 5 months into the dating. Leave a bit longer, maybe for a year, or for 9 months to a year, and then go on a holiday, see what things will be like, see how she reacts, what she's like. Current events also have users opening themselves up to larger dating pool. Oh wow, really? For one more than 1.5 million people said they're open to long distance relationship. Iffy, wouldn't really do it now. Now for my last one, people are also 15% more likely to connect with someone of a different religion now than before the beer bug. Openness to interracial relationships jumped 10% during the pandemic as well. Well, yeah, because I was going to have to open your dating pool because people aren't meeting other people as much anymore. At least not to mention that if you're going abroad and the borders are closed, or you can't get home, or it's hard to get home, obviously you want to open up your dating pool more. There's that line of aspect to it too. But we'll also see more shacking up and adventures. While slow dating may be on the rise, more than 5 million people of Cupid believe couples should live together before considering marriage. Well, you gotta be careful with that, because if you look at some family law states, especially in Canada or in America, I think it's Canada is one of the particulars that if you live with someone for if you're a boyfriend and girlfriend and you live with someone for 6 months, you're considered marital status, more or less, when you live with each other. So you want to be very careful with that, because even if you don't plan getting married but still live with a girlfriend, they can be entitled to half of your things. Now in Ireland, it's actually different when it comes to the cohabitation, that whatever you pay for, you keep. That's how it usually goes. If you can prove you have the deeds of the house in your name or your apartment in your name, and that you're making more of the payments, you get the apartment, not them. Now obviously things can change, because we all know lately the word of a woman, it's literally guilty until proven innocent, which is quite bad when it comes to these kind of allegations towards men. So that's why you have to be careful. Check out your family and cohabitation laws wherever you live. The vast majority of people surveyed this year, 89%, agreed as daters continue to match on what matters. This relationship milestone will come sooner than ever before in 2021. The press release states, especially as 1 million daters admit they don't like living alone. Yeah, because people aren't liking their own company. This is why I say being your purpose in that. Even with the lock and key, you can be doing a sugar ton of load of stuff to improve yourself. Like, yeah, it's one thing watching Netflix and that, but it's another thing actually trying to improve yourself on the daily, learning new skills, trying new things out. Build your confidence through that way. Keep yourself authentically busy. But the thing is as well, with under lock and key, while women do have Instagram and Snapchat and that, they're not really going out and getting that proper validation in like social settings. They're not getting that. They're not that feeling of loneliness. They're not going to be around that constant source of attention. So that's what they're looking for as well. They're not getting that validation. Now obviously through social media they will get some sort of validation, but with being around other people as well, you know, they kind of crave that attention. This year has caused us to slow down and reflect. Oh sorry, I skipped. Being ordered to stay at home has also caused people to, want to be outside. Yeah, 59% of OK Cupid daters around the world said the pandemic made them more motivated about future ventures. Think hikes, picnics, and especially orgies. They didn't say that, but I'm adding in orgies, because that's one thing I'm going to predict. It's going to be a major crap storm after things go back to normal. It's going to be a crap storm when it comes to dating. Too many options will open up. It's not going to be a pretty sight. I can vouch for that. I know there's a girl there talking, and that's all. That is all for that article. So what's the takeaway here? People are more like-minded, and now we want emotional connections over physical ones on online dating, which is a big lie. So the takeaways from this is, with online dating, people aren't looking for emotional connections. It's just purely physical first. That's how it usually is, and I presume that's how it always will be. If you're good looking or whatever, the emotional connection is going to come after, purely based on the physical. No one can make an emotional connection with you based on your profile picture. It's highly impossible, because they have not had the exposure to you. So if you're online dating, my takeaway would be looks, max out your looks and other areas of your life to show your high value. With being under lock and key, being alone is perfectly fine. Learn how to enjoy your own company. I would say try and learn some new skills or a new hobby. Look into investing in stuff, things like that. Things that will improve your overall confidence. I would advocate for that massively. And least not to mention, if you plan on marrying someone, move in with them 6 months before marriage. 9 times sooner, because you don't know the cohabitation laws in your state or wherever you live, so be mindful of them. That's all the time I have for. Take care, God bless, stay safe, and look, be better, and all the best. Until next time.